So something that I hear from a lot of people is that dressing well feels complicated. Like you need expensive clothes or a massive wardrobe, or that you even need to follow trends. But over time, since I started caring about the outfits I wore, I realized that most good outfits follow a very simple structure. So because of that, getting dressed became a lot easier. And maybe not so at the beginning, but once you get it down, it is a simple algorithm that you follow over and over again, just with different pieces. Not rules necessarily, but a foundation that most outfits tend to follow. And later in the video, I'll actually show you a really simple way to measure the clothes that you already have. So whether you're shopping online or in store, you already have those measurements ready to go. That's something that has made shopping way easier for me over time because I already know my measurements. There's no second guessing. But first, let's break down the 4 things that make up that foundation. Those things for me are fit, silhouette, texture, and then the little intentional details. And if you're able to get all 4 of those things working together, the outfit almost always feels right. And the cool thing is this works for any style. Whether you lean more heritage or streetwear, or even minimalist, the foundation is usually the same. And fit is where all of this starts. And the one thing that normally gets misunderstood here is you have to wear your clothes one specific way. There's only one right ratio. It depends on the style you're going for, but this is where you go from wearing clothes to styling them to where they actually look like they were made for you. Everything I'm wearing right now, straight off of a rack. Old Navy, this incredible hat from Imogen and Willie's. Imogen? Yeah, okay. Anyways, to say it in one statement that I feel like embodies what fit is, fit just means intentional. When the proportions make sense, the outfit is usually gonna make sense, regardless of color and patterns. There's so many different ways to play with all that. And the next one is actually where people start to throw off their outfit without even realizing it. It's that one that makes you look in the mirror and you've got your outfit all put together and you go, man, something is off with that. And of course, silhouette. You hear me talk about it, you hear tons of other people talk about it. And it's because at the end of the day, a lot of it is scientific. And I promise you, I know that people talk science and what is beautiful and what is not. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about playing in rules of thirds, which is just the rule of composition. And once you get these rules is when you are able to start breaking them to make it fit you and your body. When it comes to your clothing, the silhouette really does help to add that nice little touch of intentionality and show that you know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, it really is just the shape that your clothes create when they're on your body. It's the reason there are certain things that I just don't wear because it does not look good on me. I've bought it, I've tried to buy it larger or smaller, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that's okay, because we can always pivot and find something that does work. You don't have to really think about numbers at this point, because a lot of people focus on sizing. And something I just touched on is the fact that I know that seeing that number go up or go down is really disheartening, especially like I'm on my own journey right now. My fiance and I are taking this very seriously, and I'm down roughly, I think 35 pounds or so now, and it feels great, but that doesn't always equate to the numbers I see on my tags. When you are shopping from store to store to store, even sometimes fit to fit at the same store, those numbers will fluctuate. The one thing that I like to tell people is knowing those measurements of your body, which we are going to touch on, will be super helpful in that to get rid of the size tag. There's things like vanity sizing and things like that are meant to deter you, are meant to make some people feel better, not normally the people that are on the larger side, but that's a whole nother topic for a different video. But Knowing your measurements and knowing where to look at on your waist and where to look at, pit to pit for chest is really helpful for you to look past that number and focus on the actual measurement. And the thing is, a lot of times it's easier to show you than it is to just explain it. So right here, you can see where my sleeve hits on my wrist, where my shirt hits at my pants or at my waistline, where my jacket ends to help, just elongate that a little bit so it's not all so top heavy and it starts to flow from the top to the bottom. One of my favorite parts, and the way to really show that you care about your outfit, what you're wearing, why you're wearing it, and it's another one of those just little details, is going to be texture. This is something that helps elevate that very simple outfit and make it interesting. Different materials hold color differently. They reflect light differently. They allow more air or less air depending on the season. It's a really good way to also show that you're transitioning from something like winter, where you're going to be wearing wools, thick knits, things like that, heavier denims, heavier pants, and moving into spring and summer where you might be wearing something like linen, chambray. But adding those little texture pieces, mixing and matching, is definitely a really helpful way to really just turn that notch up on the outfit that you're working on. The last part is going to be those very intentional details. What I like to do is get my outfit together, the shirt, the overshirt, the pants, the socks, and then stand in front of a mirror and go, what is this missing? Is it a pair of worn leather boots? Is it cuffing your denim so it hits perfectly at your shoe right above your ankle, however you're styling that outfit? Maybe a nice watch or a chain wallet. It all helps to cultivate that perfect look that you're going for and add that little bit of extra detail that sets you apart from the rest. Because here we are all about being different. We don't need to have the exact same thing as Bob down the road, but how we style something helps make a moniker, helps make us known for that item. Having that wallet or those boots or that hat really helps to set it off. So, as I mentioned, one thing that really helped me to be able to find the perfect pieces, that way I can shop secondhand, more intentionality, find vintage pieces, which are harder to find in big and tall sizes, are knowing my basic measurements. You can go get these measurements taken, but all you have to have is a string and a ruler or tape measure, or an actual tailor's tape, which are super cheap, can be picked up at pretty much any store, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, anywhere like that, or Amazon. And the easiest way to do that, because trust me, this upper half of mine, it's not easy to get a tape measure around, or the tailor's tape, as I mentioned. It is one of those things that taking a piece that you love, that favorite shirt that you're like, man, this thing fits me like a glove, or your favorite pants, and using that to reference, which we're going to show you right now. So for your shirt, like a t-shirt or an overshirt, for the t-shirt, you want to go from pit to pit and take that measurement. Some websites are going to have it where it is the half measurement, which is just your armpit to your armpit. And sometimes if you get a full chest measurement, it will be doubled. So that's something to note. So just be wary of that. And also the conversion from inches to centimeters, because I've messed up a couple times on that one. For a button up or a jacket, you want to make sure that it is closed or buttoned or zipped or whatever it is to make sure it is fully connected in the front, or turn it over onto the back and just make sure it's laying flat. And once again, pit to pit, just like a t-shirt. Now, shoulder length, you do have a couple of different things here to think about. It's all about the fit that you want. But that shoulder measurement is going to be from the collar down to that shoulder seam. So if you do see that measurement online for like a t-shirt or a jacket or anything like that, that's going to be the measurement that you're looking for. Now, once we get to pants, there are 3 different measurements that you're going to want to get. You're going to want to lay them flat and get them from side to side right at the waist. You're going to want to get that measurement. And then you have inseam and rise. So for inseam, it's going to be from right at your ankle up to your groin. That is going to be your measurement for your inseam. And then rise is going to be from the bottom of your inseam there up to the waistband of your pants. So depending on if you want something that is more low rise, high rise, mid rise, this is going to be the measurement that's going to be super important for you. And something to note, I just keep these measurements in my phone. I have my measurements, I have my fiance's measurements just there in case I run across a piece and I can't necessarily try it on, or I'm shopping online and I see somebody that has that on Depop or eBay. I know the measurement and I know whether or not it's going to fit. The cool thing about everything that I've gone over in this video, it shows that you don't have to have a massive wardrobe, which I know is a lot coming from me because I have a lot of clothes, but you don't need that to start or really ever, because you know how to make your clothing work for you. You can take one t-shirt and wear it with 5 or 6 different outfits and it never gets old. To be clear though, there is nothing wrong with repeating an outfit. The goal here is to find pieces that fit the style that you want and that work together. Fit, silhouette, texture, and those little intentional details will help you build the foundation to skyrocket your confidence in how you dress and the style you want to have. Style really is not about having more clothing, more outfits, more pieces, more watches, more jewelry. It's about understanding how to work with what you have right now and then building on that piece by piece and finding the stuff that you love. I have just recently gotten to where I love my style from start to finish. I enjoy the process again. I'm loving what I'm wearing and I love learning the history of it. And that's what at the end of the day is going to separate you from someone who just goes and follows a trend or who goes and just buys whatever's in the most popular store right now. And you know I love you. I hope this video was informative and helpful, and drop down below any questions you have. We're posting, fingers crossed, if we can keep up with it, every other Friday. So I need content, you guys. And I trust you. I trust what you want to see. And I hope that you're enjoying me yapping and just talking to you guys, because I truly do appreciate you being here. We just hit 1,000. And without you, my family, my friends would have never made it this far. My friend Charlie continuously tells me, post a freaking YouTube video. So here, prove to me, not that you have to, but I would love to hear what you're loving about these videos and what you want to see more of. I've been clapping a lot in these, but you know I love you. I'll see you on the next one, and have a beautiful day.